Even the most secretive regimes in the world can't hide from the data they themselves collect. Hi, I'm Christo Grozev, an investigative journalist specializing in exposing truths governments desperately want to stay hidden. A lot of my work focuses on Russia, and there's one ironic twist about that country. Despite it being a tightly controlled regime, it's also one of the most transparent societies in the world, if you know where to dig. Russia has one of the most advanced e-government systems in the world. Need to manage your taxes, register your car, check and pay a traffic violation? There's a portal for all of that. It's remarkably efficient. But here's the catch. When you pair that sophisticated digital infrastructure with systemic corruption, something incredible begins to happen. Over time, databases filled with private, sensitive information, residential addresses, car registrations, travel records, passport files, don't just stay in government hands. They get leaked, sold, and traded. Private data is seen as a commodity, and it's readily accessible in Russia. Alone, each leaked package of data may not appear to be a big issue. But the true investigative value is in our ability to combine and aggregate many of these datasets. Together, they can tell a very interesting picture and answer critical questions. My team has spent years quietly collecting these leaks, building a repository of data that gives us a head start on any investigation related to Russia. Imagine what you can learn when you are able to cross-reference travel records with car ownership or even residential addresses. You can start to understand who a person is, where they live, what is near their residence, where they've been, who they're close to, and an image begins to form. Or imagine what you can do by cross-referencing travel patterns of various people who don't fly on the same plane, but often fly to the same destination one after the other, as if in shifts. Such patterns may indicate a surveillance operation, a stakeout operation, and can show hidden connections between different frequent travelers. With the right tools, these datasets become a goldmine for uncovering the truth. Now, in addition to leaked datasets, there is another source of data, so-called live data from government databases, the ones you're not supposed to access unless you're in government. This is where things get tricky. Sometimes insiders with privileged access decide to sell that information. These may be corrupt police officers selling targeted access to a person's passport file or his or her tickets, or telecoms employees selling call records only their employer should have access to. These targeted data thefts are called in Russian probivs. Probivs are usually sold and purchased via data brokers operating their own probiv telegram channels. Our approach is, whenever possible, do not buy it. When feasible, we rely on leaked data or whistleblowers who offer data free without compensation. But there are cases where buying is unavoidable to stop or crack a government crime. Obviously, collecting any data leaves us theoretically open to being manipulated. This is especially true if someone knows what we are looking for, or if someone knows who we are and wants to feed us false or fabricated data. So we take a number of precautions to protect ourselves and ensure that we can actually rely on the information we collect as journalists. We never buy a big chunk of data related to one investigation from one single data broker. This way we achieve two useful goals. First, no broker has enough information on what we are looking for to be able to figure out what we are investigating. Second, each separate dataset coming from different sources must corroborate one another. Thus we know they're not manipulated. Think, for example, call records of person A and person B who we suspect are spies working in tandem. Calls from person A made to person B should tie with one another, and we should see them reflected in both call records, or else something is very wrong. We also try not to be explicit in the target of our data search. I would buy, for example, data that is in the ballpark of what we need. For example, a whole plane's flight manifest versus an individual's flight records. That leaves much fewer clues as to what we are working on. Also, currently obtained datasets must align with older, previously leaked datasets. A person's photo from the passport database today must match the same person's older photo from a leaked driver's license database from 10 years ago. And new call records must contain at least some of the numbers that the same phone number called earlier. And most importantly, we never take data that is proactively offered to us. This way, by taking all these precautions, we're not tipping off anyone or leading them to fabricate data. It's a delicate process built on patience, caution, and verification. The goal is simple: to uncover the truth without compromising our integrity. This is why Roman, my investigative partner from The Insider, says that Russia is the most transparent society in the world. Corruption and technology create a strange paradox, where a closed regime can accidentally leave a trail of breadcrumbs for those willing to follow them. Again, you just have to know where to look and start looking. In upcoming episodes, I will share how we've turned these databases into groundbreaking investigations. I will also explore other powerful tools for open-source investigations to use in Russia and around the world. Like and subscribe for more.